Hey everyone, today we'll be taking a look at a gaming monitor from Gigabyte, the M32U, sporting a 32-inch 4K panel with a 144Hz refresh rate and a built-in KVM switch. Gamers on the hunt for a 4K gaming monitor with a high refresh rate would definitely have this monitor on their lists for consideration. This is seeing as there are not that many gaming monitor offerings of this size in the 4K resolution segment. Before we begin, big thanks to CDL Trading, the authorized distributor for Gigabyte in Singapore, for loaning me the monitor in this video. With that, let's get started. The M32U comes in a simple brown cardboard box with no fancy gamer graphics or colors, giving off a sleeper kind of vibe, seeing as this is supposed to be a gaming monitor after all. Unassuming packaging aside, Gigabyte includes a quick start guide, a warranty card, a power cord, a DisplayPort cable and a HDMI cable with the monitor. We also do get a USB Type-A male to USB Type-B male cable, which is to be used to enable the monitor's built-in USB Type-A ports and the KVM feature, among other things. Setting the monitor up out of the box is a straightforward process where you've just got to attach the stand to the monitor and thereafter attach the base of the stand like so and tighten the screw to secure it in place. The M32U looks like any other ordinary monitor. In fact, there's nothing about its aesthetics that belie the fact that this is actually a gaming monitor. The monitor is constructed entirely of black coloured plastic and has a thin bezel design with the Gigabyte logo printed directly onto the bottom bezel. Moving over to the rear, the same unassuming aesthetic continues, where we get a strip of glossy black plastic up top with the Gigabyte logo to add some contrast, and the model number of the monitor printed right here. Needless to say, the M32U is completely devoid of aesthetic LEDs of any sort. Moving on to the stand, it's well built enough to prevent too much wobble and has a mix of textured and glossy finishing to add some visual interest to an otherwise plain looking monitor. There's also a hole right here that allows for some form of cable management. Controls on the monitor are located in this area on the rear of the monitor, where we've got a 5-way joystick which doubles up as the power button, as well as a navigation joystick to enter the various OSD menus that the monitor has. We've also got a button that allows you to toggle between devices via the built-in KVM switch. Physical dimensions wise, the monitor comes in at these measurements with and without the stand, and weighs in at approximately 10.35 kilograms with the stand and 7.25 kilograms without the stand. Do note that the M32U is also VESA mount capable. All you need to do is simply press this button here and the stand detaches from the monitor to reveal the stand at 100mm by 100mm VESA mounts. The monitor comes with height, tilt and swivel adjustments with the default stand. These adjustments can be done easily, and height-wise, users are able to have up to 130mm of height adjustment, 30 degrees of swivel either way like so, and tilt adjustments of between -5 degrees to +20 degrees. Do note that the monitor stand does not have pivot functionality. In terms of connectivity, the M32U comes with a 3-pin power cord connector, a power switch, a Kensington lock slot opening, 2 HDMI 2.1 ports, a DisplayPort 1.4 port, a USB Type-C port that supports display output and power delivery. We also have a USB 3 Type-B upstream port, 3 USB 3 Type-A downstream ports, as well as a 3.5mm audio jack for your external speakers or headphones. Here's a quick summary on the panel specs of the M32U gaming monitor. It has a 31.5-inch IPS panel with LED backlighting that supports the 4K resolution. It's advertised to have a maximum brightness of 350 nits, has a 1 millisecond MPRT response time, and supports a 10-bit color depth. The panel supports the HDR400 standard and has a snappy refresh rate of 144Hz. The monitor also comes with a pair of built-in speakers. Moving on to color accuracy. Unfortunately, I don't have the equipment to do a test of actual color accuracy, but that said, Gigabyte advertises the M32U to have 90% coverage of the DCI P3 standard, and I've seen other reviews of this monitor out there which mention that with some color calibration, owners of this monitor can achieve excellent levels of color accuracy, which would potentially make this monitor suitable for an occasional spot of professional photo and video editing as well. Viewing angles are also great with this monitor, with horizontal viewing angles of up to 178 degrees according to Gigabyte. Now, a key feature of this 4K monitor would be its high refresh rate of 144Hz, which makes this perfect for gaming at 4K resolution with a high-end graphics card. To put the monitor through its paces, I played several rounds of Fortnite with this monitor and the Gigabyte Aorus GeForce RTX 3090 Extreme 24G. On the 4K resolution, with the high graphics preset and ray tracing switched off, I got an average FPS of 136 and visuals were buttery smooth with no discernible smearing or tearing. In terms of blur reduction features, we've also got support for variable refresh rate technologies such as AMD's FreeSync Premium Pro. The monitor also comes with 5 overdrive settings. Overdrive in a nutshell allows you to tweak the response time of the monitor panel so as to reduce ghosting of on-screen images, which is more applicable for contexts in which you'll be gaming at high frame rates. Overdoing this can result in artifacts as well, such as coronas. Now, I don't have the appropriate equipment, unfortunately, to properly capture the test images from the Blur Busters UFO test, but from my own personal observation using my eyes alone, I find that the picture quality setting seems to be the best overdrive setting for this monitor. The speed overdrive setting is not recommended as coronas become extremely evident, as per this photo that I took of the screen while using the UFO test to put the monitor through its paces. The monitor also comes with another blur reduction feature called Aim Stabilizer Sync, which is Gigabyte's implementation of black frame insertion technology. In a nutshell, Aim Stabilizer Sync switches off the backlight of the monitor in between refreshes so as to reduce instances of blurred images on screen. Using this feature can make for sharper visuals at the expense of brightness, as well as some inverse ghosting, which I was able to observe on the Blurbusters UFO test. Moving on, Gigabyte's also included a black equalizer feature which helps lighten dark areas of games without overexposing brighter areas. I find that a setting of between 8 to 12 seems to be the sweet spot for this monitor, where anything higher than this range tends to cause visuals to be washed out. As a 4K gaming monitor, the performance of the M32U definitely lives up to expectations, and I had a great time putting it through its paces with different game titles at high frame rates. Tweaking the settings of this monitor is a breeze with the 5-way joystick, where pressing down on it once gets you shortcut access to features such as the KVM Switch as well as Game Assist. Thereafter, clicking upwards gets you to the main settings page, where you will get access to the various gaming blur reduction features of the monitor such as Aim Stabilizer Sync and Overdrive. Naturally, you also get access to features that will allow you to set the monitor's brightness, contrast, color vibrance and so on. Switching on and off blur reduction features such as Aim Stabilizer and Overdrive is easily done under the gaming menu like so. And you also get the ability to choose from some preset picture profiles as well under the picture menu, where I personally find that the FPS preset is the most visually pleasing setting of the lot. You do of course get the ability to set up your own custom picture profiles and save them accordingly. Now, another interesting feature that the M32U has is a picture-in-picture mode and a picture-by-picture mode. This allows you to have two devices displayed concurrently on screen depending on the setup you are gunning for. Pretty neat. Taking a closer look at the Game Assist features that the monitor comes with, Gigabyte's included things such as a gaming timer, a gaming counter, as well as an on-screen display showing the monitor's refresh rate under the game info section. The crosshair menu, as its name implies, allows you to display an on-screen crosshair to aid with your gaming experience where necessary. We also get a dashboard feature that allows you to display your PC's vital statistics such as CPU and GPU temperatures, clock speeds, and so on. You'll need to use the included USB Type-B to USB Type-A cable in order for this function to work. There is also a display alignment feature included as well that helps with lining up multiple monitors if you intend to use multiple M32Us for your gaming setup. The monitor comes with a pair of 3-watt built-in speakers, and truth be told, the sound quality leaves much to be desired. While the speakers are pretty loud, the audio quality is unfortunately pretty flat and lacks bass and definition, which I guess is typical of built-in speakers. You'd definitely be better off using your own external speakers or gaming headphones. Another feature that the M32U comes with is a built-in KVM switch, where you'll be able to control two devices with a single keyboard and mouse. To do so, you will need to have a keyboard and mouse connected to the USB Type-A downstream ports, and your two devices such as a desktop PC and laptop connected to the monitor via the upstream USB port and the corresponding display input ports. All this will depend on how your setup is like as per these instructions from the monitor's user manual. In conclusion, the Gigabyte M32U is a solid 4K gaming monitor with a high refresh rate, especially if you've already decided to go with a size of 32 inches. This is especially given the fact that as of August 2022, the M32U can be had for around $700 US, making it pretty reasonably priced as compared to the rest of the competition. Some downsides include the fact that the built-in speakers aren't very good, and the plain looking aesthetic of the monitor, which might be a negative for folks out there who are looking to have a little bit more bling for their PC setup. With that, thanks so much for watching. Do like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this video, and I hope to catch you guys around the next time.